We need to finish up our 3-foot log we ran across the Alaskan sawmill. Got a 3-foot ponderosa pine we're gonna work up today. This is the top piece. We're just gonna try to take 2 cants out of it, a 10 and a 12. Be some side lumber up top here and finish this up. It's been sitting on the deck for a long time. I did the other piece quite a while ago, so get this finished up for you. Got the sawmill ready to go, so we're gonna get into it. Get this thing fired up. Okay, that was 22 inches, so we're gonna drop this off of here. And we'll put it back on the deck because there's a couple pieces of 1 inch, at least 1 or 2 down there. So that puts us at 22 inches. So now we'll drop this down to 12. We'll cut a 10 off the top. Okay, we're at 12 inches. We'll saw this cant off. That'll be 10-inch cant. We'll end up turning it sideways and sawing 1 inch out of it. Now we gotta get this over far enough. Let's throw this forks the tractor. We gotta get this off of here. Then we can lay this over, maybe. Okay, so there you have it. Will be 12s out of the bottom and like quite a bit of side lumber. Looks like it's a hair under, so we'll cut her at 9. right, well, we made short work of that. Those are some nice 1x12s. Not too many knots, pretty good. I think we're gonna blow this off before we put that one back on the deck. Okay, there. I gotta figure out exactly the way we had it here. It was a little bit close. We'll scoot it like to there. Okay, earn the money that way. Let me get it this way. Same thing, 10 by 10. So you can cut it any way you wanted to. You're gonna end up with side lumber no matter what you do. See this knot right here though? If I tipped it over like this, every one of these bottom boards would just break. These knots are super hard and the wood is super soft, so the seam along here just snapped right off. Try to get more boards out of it. I think we'll leave it just like it is. Cutter at 9. All right, we'll set the saw on and cut her until we're done. All right, some nice 10-inch boards. So every once in a while you should look down that board and make sure your saw, most of the time you can feel it. You know, it gets dull, it's hard to push. But you know, you could, especially on these hard knots, if it's starting to get dull, it usually dives on these anyways. You see, and it is pretty darn good. But so saw's in good shape still. I didn't thought we checked that. Same thing, need to blow that stuff off of there. we'll set this little piece on here and see if there isn't a couple small boards, maybe some 6-inch. Okay. Pretty nice out right now. Don't need the barrel stove. I think last time when we were cutting on the other piece, it was pretty chilly. It's been a while. It definitely got lighter sitting here on the deck like that. I think let's try to cut it at maybe 2 inches and see what's there. Now we'll have to turn these on edge and see if we can make some side lumber out of them. Ouch! Should clean up some of them. Okay, so looks like those 4 are done. Get some nice 8-inch boards out of them. This one will make a 10 here. Yep, so cut her at 10 and we'll pull them out. Okay, you can see that those 2 made 10s. We'll remove those. And then we'll drop it down to 8. Let's see how we do on that. And if any of them finish out, we'll take them out and we'll go to 6. Okay, looks like we got 2 of them that were made 8s right there. Let's get them out of there. Now we'll dog these back together. Getting thinner, so they're, you know, gonna make sure that your dogs are low enough. We've all screwed up a saw by not taking the time to make sure those were down, but we should be in the clear. Okay, cutter at 6. When you're doing this by yourself, if you have all your stuff set up, it goes so much faster. You have tractor there for all your garbage, so I don't have to touch that again. You know, I got my lumber pile right here, the most convenient place that I can to put things. My tools are out of the way. You just, with one person, stuff has to be in the right place to get anything done with one of these, you know, and all your steps, you need to be thinking through the process of, like, this dog right here. I'm gonna put it where I want it set for loading the next log, because then I can have it dogged down and it's ready to go. So when I throw it on the deck, you know, it's already there. So I know where it needs to be. I can roll that log and get it scooted up to it, and I don't have to remeasure it or fight it. I'm already moving here. This one I'm going to make sure and get it over and out of the way. Same with this one. I'm going to put this guy back here. It's a good habit to get into. Then your dogs are in the right place for when you bring your next piece on the deck and you don't have to fool with it. All right, let's get this over here. That was a nice piece of wood. Now we got to clean up our mess and get it stacked. I like to leave this at a little bit of a slant. This is quite a bit. We'll have to watch it and make sure we don't lose the whole pile. See, I got stickers down. So you can see what's been happening. This stuff's been sitting in the sun and it's warping, and that's why it's so important to get them stacked and stickered and then get some weight on them, because when they dry they'll move a lot. You don't really want that. You got to have stickers in between them or they'll never dry and they'll just rot. This is a little bit more difficult because I've got these piles so close together I can't walk in between them. We're going to try next time. So with these short boards, this is pretty easy, but still I'll usually drop the first one on it to hold the stickers in place. And then you can, you know, like I said, if you had some help, this would be a hell of a lot easier, but you know, you're probably not gonna, so figure out how to do it by yourself. This is some pretty nice wood to, that's gonna be a better deal, I think. You want your stickers to try to be right on top of each other as much as you can. Repeat the process. Oops. Now, even though we had our one hole in, we still kind of screwed that up. Go down there and fix it. that pile there, and this one over here is all out of the same tree. I didn't film all of it, but we just did the one big 3-foot butt log. These were 16 footers out of the top, so I didn't add all that up, but I'm gonna guess that there was probably close to 2,000 feet in that, maybe something like that. I'll have to see if I can add it up. Anyways, what a piece of wood. Ended up being some really nice stuff. I had some knots in it and whatnot, but other than that, you know, I got it for free. I just went and grabbed it when a friend that blew down in his yard. There wasn't any nails in it or nothing. It worked out pretty good, so I'm pretty impressed. You know, we used the Alaskan sawmill to break it down, then we threw it on the deck and buzzed it up with this thing. If you got big logs, that's the way to do it. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it a day as far as that goes, and we'll see you next time.